Alyssa and May are messed in the head. Alyssa and May think the world's full of dread. But Alyssa and May are still plugging away. They're plugging away. Being crazy. And in bed, what the fuck is up?
I mean, it's so crazy how much more fun it is watching TV together than on our own, which is not, we have this revolution almost every time
we watch TV together.
Yeah, it's actually kind of fun having friends, which is like not really a novel thesis, but alas.
Do you guys pause together if you have to do off-screen commentary?
No, we're usually like live texting, sort of.
We're live texting constantly the entire show, just responding to every joke.
But I feel like we're watching Community right now, and Community in particular is just, it's like crack for joke writers. That's what I feel like we just get so excited. We'll send each other jokes feeling like, oh God, what a good joke.
So good. Yeah, it's true.
Have you seen it, Anosh?
I have seen, my ex-girlfriend was obsessed with it. So by proxy, I watched a lot of it.
Yeah. I didn't even know about it when it was like, cause it was on air a while ago, right?
Yeah, I watched every season when it was first on TV, which was like 10 years ago when it started. But now I'm rewatching it as as an aspiring TV writer. And I have a whole new, like a renewed sense of admiration and awe for the writing is just so good.
That's so it. I kind of like watching it that way too. Like it does make me laugh, but I more feel like I'm appreciating good art. I feel like I'm going to a museum and just being like, oh yes.
Also, after the kind of shit that I have been watching Community feels like reading a book. I actually think it's smarter because I read like dumb books. I love to read, but I like to read like murder mystery novels. So I think Community might make me smarter than the books that I'm reading. Afterwards, I'm like, wow, I really just worked out my brain.
Oh my God, totally. Because reality TV is like the opposite. It takes away brain cells.
It's so bad. Okay, so have you guys watched anything this week?
What did I watch this week? Oh, I watched Jerry Maguire for the first time. You know what I think is funny? Anosh and I did a little bit of like voice recording, and we were talking about this, and it's the same thing I find in Anosh and I were talking about how like news reporters, like why haven't they adjusted the way they talk in like 100 years? Like everyone else adjusts the way they talk, but news reporters are always like, and now coming up next, that'll be all today. They have
so true.
Like everyone can do a perfect news impression because they haven't changed the art form in 100 years.
Exactly.
Comedy changes, evolves, movies change. We can't say this now. Let's do this. This is cool. News reporters coming up at 7, a new bike lane.
Oh, true.
And then some pun, like coming up at 7, a new bike lane. So like wheels up or something.
Yeah.
It's so true.
God. And I was thinking with movies though, it's interesting with movies because I was watching Jerry Maguire and I was like, it's funny how acting changes through the years, how like the 90s acting or 2000s acting is different than 2010s acting, 2020 acting. It just like, I feel the acting was a little bit more bigger, a little bit more theatrical, a little more like expressive in the 90s.
10 years from now, it's just going to be a bunch of people just being like, hey.
Well, totally.
Yeah, and we'll be like, that's real life.
Yeah. Everything's going to be
That's how people are.
Remember Mumblecore?
That's what exactly. Like, I think we're actually probably rebounding like out of Mumblecore. Where it's like for a while it was just like very, like super, super, super natural. And now maybe it's like somewhere, in the middle.
Weird.
Wait, but May, the big story here is you were out in the world today.
I did.
Not only, and in the most sacred and scary place now.
I did attend our Church of Our Lord, Trader Joe's Christ.
Yes.
And it's scary. It's so weird how going to the grocery store, I feel like I'm preparing to go to war. Like I have my mask on, I have my outfit. I feel like I dress to cover like everything somehow, even though I know it's not really necessarily like skin to skin, but I mean, it is. You feel like you're headed out to war. And then it's always much, okay, first of all, it's less scary, just like everything. Alyssa and I were talking about this yesterday. Preparing for the worst in every scenario does have its perks.
Yes.
And one of them is like, when I in my head picture going to Trader Joe's, it's like wild animals crawling to, everyone's like grabbing for like the last seaweed snack. But then you get there and it's like, first of all, no one wants my weird shit. All the food that I like is in plentiful. It's like weird. There's so many bags of cauliflower gnocchi. Like I don't, just my luck.
Yeah, totally. It's a very good time to be obsessed with our air dried broccoli snack that we like.
Yeah, being a weird, healthy vegan you're right in your wheelhouse, right? Nobody wants that shit. It's great.
I know, but also everyone's gonna. I know.
I'm loaded up. Look at this. I got lentil chips, vegan jerky.
Nice.
These have not gone out of stock once since the moment. Yes.
Where are those from? Those are not Trader Joe's.
No, those are Amazon.
Amazon, okay. Yeah, so I was supposed to go yesterday, but I did support the workers' strike.
Me too.
So I didn't want to go yesterday. I am a hero. Wow, look at us.
Hold for applause.
Taking a day off grocery shopping.
Yeah, everyone's bowing to us right now. Okay, good. Thank you. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, thank you so much.
Wow, I think we fixed it. I think we fixed capitalism. Just the three of us. Really proud.
I didn't order candle holders from Amazon for one whole day.
Wow.
For one day. Yes, but today I ordered triple.
Your candles were just you could have burned your house down. I mean,
Yeah, they were just burning wax in the middle of the floor.
Oh my God. Oh, selfless. Okay, so May, take us there. So
this is great radio, by the way. You're welcome if you're listening to this right now.
I think it's, yes.
I guess it is actually because everyone can relate to this experience.
Totally.
Yeah, so I just always expect the worst. Also, going to Trader Joe's was really bad at the beginning. Like the first time I went, the line was like 2 blocks long, and now the line was short. Like it was a shorter line to get in. I only waited half an hour to get in, or 20 minutes to get in, which was great. And everyone at Trader Joe's and they always are. They are so calm. If you ever wondered I remember thinking before this all happened, like, I wonder how calm, because I'm always imagining the apocalypse before this happened.
This is going to be a psycho sentence you're about to say. If it's, I wonder how calm the Trader Joe's people would be in an apocalypse. That is absolutely psychotic that was the thing you were thinking.
What are the things I think about the most? Trader Joe's and the apocalypse.
Oh, put them together.
If you think I never put those together before this happened,
then I'm psycho.
You're crazy. Exactly. When you go to Trader Joe's as often as I do, you think about you just think about the cashiers and you start to get to know them and you know their names and whatever. But yeah, they're so friendly and calm. And it's like, that's exactly how they are now. Just everything's fine. No problems. Just business as usual, spraying hands, wearing masks.
Well, you know what? This is like a little bit of a dark turn, but hospice told us, because when my dad was dying, because my dad didn't love talking about stuff and whatever. And they were like, people die as they live. People don't change their ways. So if there's someone that wasn't really comfortable talking about their emotions before this, they're probably not going to want to talk about it when they're dying. So it's kind of like Trader Joe's people were always calm. And then when this chaotic thing happened, they stayed calm. Whereas people who were probably prone to panic or whatever, like us maybe, we panic when this happened. You think that big things will really change the way people, but then it's no, you just kind of, we're kind of creatures of habit. Yeah.
You're so right.
I feel like it's part of the training, because people do treat Trader Joe's like a religion, and they go there and they freak out. There's no broccoli florets. There's no broccoli florets, Scott. And then the staff have to come in and say, yes, we're out of broccoli florets. I know, it's a bummer. I know. And then suddenly we feel at ease. We're like, okay, honey, they said they're out. Okay, it's not just us who's suffering. We feel okay.
I feel a little seen and attacked.
Exactly.
Yes. Wow, you're so right. Grocery store workers are used to dealing with people at their worst in a way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, May, so tell me, did you get anything? Was there anything new? I saw on Trader Joe's Instagram account that they had pickle hummus.
I'm not a big hummus person, but they do, according to you.
And I also saw they had I don't know. I feel like I love new stuff at Trader Joe's. It's such an exciting part of my day is going to Trader Joe's and seeing what they have new. And I don't have that anymore.
I know, I miss it too. And I don't really enjoy that as much, because I'm just I'm just trying to get in and out as quickly as possible. It's almost like a sport.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, but you got the things
I got the things that I needed, and I just, God, I miss normalcy. Who knew? I just loved it. I loved going. I loved leaving and just walking home with grocery bags and feeling like a normal person walking home from the store with grocery bags.
Totally.
Such a good
I know. I feel like I'm scurrying home now. Like I scurry away from society with my mask on, and I can't wait to I get uncomfortable if I'm out for too long.
Yeah, same.
At the grocery store, and I'm like, oh, it's getting in me, it's seeping through my pores.
Yeah, that's how it feels. Yeah, running away from a toxic waste dump or something. You're just please don't get into my skin.
I know.
That's how it feels. I know, it's true. It must feel nice to just feel like we did that walk so many times. If you come into Trader Joe's, us both shopping, and then you walking home, that there's something nice and ritual about oh yeah, this is how it used to be.
Exactly. And then you feel good about yourself, kind of like when we get our community to sync up. It's the little things in life,
totally.
What did I do? I went grocery shopping. Thank you very much. I did it.
Truly. That is a whole event.
Yeah. Feels good. How was your guys' weeks? Highs, lows? Any highs or lows?
How was my week? I think it was fine. I feel very I feel very just in the rhythm of this thing. I feel, I just kind of feel a little used to it.
Yeah, we were talking yesterday about how happy we feel when we read that there may be an end to the quarantine at any point in the future.
That's so true. Because, we were saying how, in my head, I'm this is going to last,
for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, I don't really see me, I don't think we'll ever see each other again.
Yeah, that's how I feel, too. So anytime someone's by 2024, it may be lifted, I'm oh, that's so
a miracle.
funny.
I know. Well, it does. I would say there's something in the air this week of, things are going to be opening up again or something, which I don't know how true that is, but it does feel like there's some light at the end. I mean, I don't know how it's going to work. To me, it seems a little crazy that we would open up because it feels like nothing's changed. So we're all just going to get sick again. But
yeah. Okay. This is what I think is crazy. How people are all right, we're ready to reopen again. And I'm you don't understand. It's not going to be the same. We're not just going to go back to going to the park and concerts and stuff. It's when the dinosaurs died, they weren't all right, let's get back to making dinosaur pants. No, there's no dinosaurs to make pants for. Okay. There's no more dinosaurs. We have to change, all these. There's going to be new species. We're entering an ice age or whatever. It's going to be completely different climate out there.
That's exactly it. Movies will all it feels no, we should be making movie theaters that are drive-in. We should be it should be but the idea of just going back to normal, I honestly think what's going to happen is we're going to go back to normal. Maybe not California. Some states will go back to normal. The disease will spike again. And then it's going to take, it's like us with our mental health shit. It's it takes you a lot of times to learn a lesson. And it's I think it's going to probably take us a lot of times to learn, no, we have to change the way we live until we get a vaccine at least.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right about that. I did not know that dinosaurs wore pants.
They did. And they invented the bell bottoms. They brought bell bottoms into style. Yeah.
Yes.
The Levi Strauss company started back in 50 million BC.
It literally changes everything. I do think that we should probably bring in our guest soon, but it's interesting because we are on the West Coast.
Yes.
And a lot of our friends are in New York. And I just feel like there's such a huge difference between being in New York City right now and being in LA. And I don't know, like at first I was so grateful to be in LA mostly because I have a much bigger apartment and like I'm just happier in general here. But now lately I've just been really nostalgic for life pre-quarantine, and I miss people, and the majority of my friends and family are either in or near New York City. And I've just been like feeling this intense craving to just get on a plane and just go back to New York City and like start all over again and just like show up with a small bag and be like, I'm going to make it in New York.
No, totally. I love
how.
Go ahead.
So I love how there's no more unifying experience than a global pandemic, and comedians still can't stop talking about the differences between LA and New York. That's all that's happening right now.
Important thing that is, I think, on everyone's mind right now is
the differences
is like this, and
that's yeah. Wow. Yeah, no, I know. I feel like it's so, it really feels though that like, I think it'll be good to talk to Rosebud. Our friend Rosebud Baker is going to join us, and she, started with us in New York and then moved to LA, and now sort of came to LA for a little bit and now is back in New York. So
yeah, they were in LA for a few months and they flew back. They have been flying in the pandemic, and I have questions. I'm worried.
Yeah, May. Oh, May, you went to the grocery store. Guess what? Our guest went on a plane, bitch.
I really feel like I'm like, wow, I have a friend who's like been to war. I mean, what?
I know. Hi. Oh my God, Rosebud.
Hi guys.
So nice
How you doing? It's so good to see you.
Tilly just heard your voice, I think. Come on, Tilly. We love Rosebud.
Tilly.
Come here.
Tilly.
Did you hear that?
God.
Did you hear
Oh my God, that's so cute. Hi, Tilly.
Oh.
Hi, baby girl.
Oh my God, Rosebud, we were just saying, I'm just saying that I cannot believe that you went on a plane.
We feel like we're talking to like a hero.
Who just went to war.
Andy.
So funny. Andy, they say hi. They can't.
Oh my God, there's a man in your apartment.
Yeah. Hi, Anosh. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you, Rosebud.
How's it going?
Excellent. Heard a lot about you.
Are
Just
you
saying,
in an
I hear your name.
IKEA warehouse?
I am in an IKEA warehouse. Yes, I'm just shopping for a new flauntang. I was like, you know what this quarantine needs is a weird chair that looks like it's suspended in the air.
I love it. That's great. That's great.
God, what I wouldn't give to go to IKEA right now.
Oh my God. I would literally pay money just to get lost there.
I know.
Like,
same.
Like that experience would be great.
Same.
I have to ask you guys, this is 30 minutes, yeah? Or is it longer?
30
or literally if you
or less, 10, however much time.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy, it's 30. We play this game with his family that is like, it's a horrible game, but it makes them so happy. So we have to play game night with his family.
What's the game? I'm a big game head.
Yeah, we love games.
What's the game called, Andy? Quicks? Quicks. They sent us our own board because we had to print out the board last week. So yeah, he spent $30 to overnight the game to us.
Oh my God.
Such a family.
Yeah. They were like, let's make sure you guys have the real thing. And we were like, it's okay. And they were like, no. We'll FedEx it.
Oh my
Amazing.
God.
Yeah.
Every time I hear about a family game night, I'm like, do we not love each other? We don't.
No, I think
we haven't organized.
I think that's good. I think that because my family's a big gamer family and my boyfriend's isn't. I think it's just different ways of like communicate. Like my family, like we don't talk about like news. Like we don't know what's going on in the world. We just like play Balderdash, So right. I think it's like just different ways of, yeah.
Yeah. It's like if you need a coping mechanism to talk to one another, game night is the perfect thing.
Right. Like, yeah. May, like you guys are talking about, like you were talking about government stuff when you were like 10. Like that's like that. You don't need
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Andy talks to his mom about politics every day and medicine. But but like with his dad's side, it's just games.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a thing where I don't really read the news. So I do like my dad to just kind of filter it to me. It's definitely like a childhood thing where I'm just like, just tell me everything's going to, like, you tell me the news, but then tell me everything's going to be okay, Dad.
Right. Yeah, totally.
Because the news on its own is terrifying.
Well, I'm glad you have a good dad to do that. I feel like some dads would be like, well, I'll tell you what the news is. We got these liberals. They want, to give people health care.
My dad's that version of the other side, though.
I'm sorry. I'm like putting my hair up as I'm talking to you guys.
No, this is good. It's like prepping for
the life.
Yeah, we're prepping you for the big game night, like the big.
I haven't looked in the mirror in 72 hours, and this was the closest I came to it, and it was upsetting. I was like, okay, this isn't what I was expecting to see.
Yeah, that's so funny. You say, I hopped on a Zoom call yesterday, and it was the first time I'd seen myself all day. And I was like, fuck, I should have looked in a mirror before I came on this. And they were like, we're already recording. I was like, great.
Yeah, I was like, this is hurting my feelings. My reflection is actually offending me.
I've never been more aware of my own face and like everything that's wrong with it. I have like a list of things after this is over that I'm going to do to my face.
Oh my God. And I ordered, like, it sucks too, because you can only order clothes online. And then when they come and they don't fit, you're like, I'm getting fat. Like, it's like, I freak out. I'm just like, oh my God. And I just told Andy, I was like, I'm getting fat because of you. We have to break up. So yeah, I'm a picture of mental health right now.
I feel like you're not loving quarantine because you're a very social person. Like you're genuinely, I feel very good at interacting with the world. You have a ton of friends, very active social life. An extrovert, some might call you.
Yeah, sort of. I'm like half and half. Like I like need to be out and about to like see people, but then I'll like disappear for like a week. But then I'll be out again, and it's like I need it again. So
yeah,
just not having the option is driving me fucking crazy.
Yeah,
totally. So how are you coping?
Or how's it been being like? What's the like? You were in LA, now you're in New York. Does it feel nice to be home?
Yeah, what's that like?
It feels good because here's the thing, and I knew this was going to be the case. I was like, when I go back to New York, I know for a fact that everyone there is going to be acting like nothing is happening. And for sure enough, people are out. I went running yesterday with a mask on, not one person with a mask. I mean, it was just, everyone was out. And I'm like, no wonder we're all dying. Like this is 100%, but I needed that kind of like, casual attitude towards the end of the world to just feel a little bit better. And also I think being in my own house, it's like at least something is permanent. Even if that is an illusion, it's like a really comforting one.
Oh my God, totally. Because you were in someone else's place and there's a feeling of like, oh, at some point I'm going to have to get out of here. There is something very nice about like, okay, this at least one thing isn't changing.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I just signed a lease here for another 2 years. I am going to be fine. My stuff is here. I can sell it if I need to. Like, it's like just having supplies at the end of the world. You just we never think about how you need supplies. I mean, even if your supplies are just like nice photos on the wall, it's a supply.
Yeah. Anosh, even if it's just, I don't know, a decoration or maybe a photo
maybe,
or maybe just
anything.
Sign of life. I don't know.
Maybe an accent wall. I don't know. Go crazy.
Whatever you want.
A curtain, a towel. I don't know.
A dish. One dish. Yeah.
One dish would be great.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Because I've been craving New York, and I think it's for that exact reason. Like when I moved to LA, I felt like, and I've already been roasted in this podcast for bringing up the New York versus LA tired conversation subject in the middle of the apocalypse. I'm still like, did you ever notice? But
it's a game you can't stop playing with yourself if you've lived here for a long time.
Yeah, because it's a big decision to move across the world, and then the world starts ending and you're like, fuck, I'm stuck with this decision that I made. So I'm going to like think about it a lot.
Totally.
Right.
And like, people in LA are all, I feel, I feel like they're all my people. Like we're all on the same level. Everyone's like, me, I must protect myself. And like, yeah. It's all about just like, oh, my safety. I'm so fragile. And in New York, it's the exact opposite, which I think was like really good for me. And I'm so glad I lived there for 10 years because exactly what you described. People are just like, we're going to be fucking fine. And if not, oh, well.
Yeah, that's really what it is. It's like people are out there just like, there's literally people playing beer pong with their shirts off on their roof next to me. And they're blasting the worst music I've ever heard. So like just being back in this kind of like, I don't know, this environment where it's like, it's always been apocalyptic. So what's the difference? You know?
True.
That feels good. I gotta say, what were you going to say?
I was just gonna casually bring up 9/11, but in New York.
You go.
What were you gonna say? Back to you. Anyway, 9/11. So you were saying? No, like New York City has been through an apocalypse. I wonder how much that has to do with it too. And Hurricane Sandy was another like major.
Yeah, Hurricane Sandy, terrorist threats. I just feel like, being in New York, you are always on edge. You are always ready for shit to go down. Like, it's why when we came to LA, we were all so fucking shocked that people like talk to you and that cab drivers talk to you. Cause it's like jarring because in New York, it's very like your armor is kind of like always on.
Yes, exactly. And it's funny, like being back now after being in LA for 4 months, it's like, I'm so, like I've talked to like so many strangers today, and I feel like that's something that I think the coronavirus has like helped New Yorkers with is like, we're like talking to each other more. That's why
they don't wear masks. Cause they're like, we can only handle one thing. We're talking to people. That's enough. I'm stretching.
Once they're talking, they're like pulling their masks. I mean, a lot of people are wearing masks, but they'll like take them off the second they get comfortable. My bodega guys, not one mask in the bodega. It doesn't. And I tried introducing my puppy to the bodega guys. I was like, I got a puppy. And they were like, yeah, it's cute. And that was, that was it. I thought it was going to be like, oh my God, the puppy. Nothing. They don't give a shit. And I was like, this is nice. This is
in LA, they'll stop traffic for a puppy. They'll be like, what's its breed?
I swear that walking around with May is literally like, you have to bake in time because everyone's like, oh my God, I have a dog.
Cutest.
That one. What?
My cousin has a Chihuahua Terrier mix that vaguely resembles yours. Let me show you.
Let me send you pictures. Give me your email. Like May literally had to be like, I think that I might have your dog's sister. It's like crazy.
That's terrifying right now. All these people coming up to you, pulling off their masks. I have a dog. Just, oh my God, that dog looks just wow. All these mask freaks.
My worst nightmare, and one of the reasons why I no longer walk Tilly farther than my block, and I'm very fast about it because people still break the 6 foot rule to try and pet her, and I'm like, get the fuck away from my dog with your shitty hands.
Yeah, I feel like it's so funny because when I was in LA, it felt like such a bigger deal. And for some reason, getting here, even though everyone's dying
there's
around
body bags on the street.
There's like, they just seem fine. And I'm like, oh, this is like, I guess we're going to be fine. And I don't know why, but like, just like having that attitude, I think helps, even if it's the reason everyone's dead. Like, it's like, if it's the end of the world, I at least want to feel fine about it. You know?
Yeah, there's some great poem, or I forget what it was that I was reading that was basically like, I want, I don't like when, something.
I have never heard anybody begin a sentence with, there's a great poem I read.
Bitch, I've been in LA for too long. I'm like, now hold on. I think I have
There's a poem I've read about this.
My book of poems.
I've read that book. It's a great book.
Yes. But basically it was just like, I don't want to like be fat. Like when I don't want to die like hiding, or I don't want to die like being scared. I want to like die loving and like be like, so there is something about like, you don't just want to live in paralyzed fear because that's no way to live.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to set
I'm
up
still
some
doing
Bumble
it.
dates tonight.
Yeah.
I've been living wrong.
Wait, what'd you say?
Are you
Meg?
going on Bumble dates?
No, I have not seen another human being, except actually when your boyfriend was in my apartment, that was to use the bathroom. That was the only.
I know. I told him, I was like, you were supposed to get the stuff from the lobby. And he was like, oh, I went in to use the bathroom. And I was like, I'm sure she loved that.
I was
Great.
I honestly, I was fine with it. I feel like
boundaryless is how I would describe my soon-to-be husband. He's like a wet dog. You know what I mean? He runs in and he just rubs his stuff all over your stuff. Like rubs his face in the rug, and he's like, "This is where I live now."
Rub his face in my rug. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh,
That's how he greets people. I don't know.
Just sneezing on it.
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh my God, I have a husband just like this. Is this an American mix?" What kind of,
Yes, he is an American mix too.
No, I have not been dating since quarantine started. I would like to, but I just feel like you're not supposed to, and I'm a rule abider. Yeah. But also, I don't think anybody. I mean, even like
No, I bet people are like doing. Like, I bet people are maybe like FaceTiming or like something like that. Like maybe texting up until a point.
Right.
And yes. But yeah.
Yes, I have been on some FaceTime dates.
Okay.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so
How is
curious
that
about the semantics of all that.
It's the same as a regular date. You're just like, I'm not interested in you.
Amazing.
Like, you know what? I have a delivery coming.
It's much easier to get out of it. You're just like, bye. Oh, text them like, sorry, I
right.
threw that one out, I guess.
Does it have like the same meaning and gravitas as like a regular date, or is there kind of like an underlying understanding of like, we kind of know this is
I feel like I don't know. Dates already feel kind of casual. I feel like a first date at like to get coffee or something just doesn't feel like that big of a deal anymore. So it's kind of the same thing.
And there's something kind of nice because I feel like you can't tell. Like we always talk about this, Mayhay. Like you can't tell someone's vibe via text. Like you have to get someone's energy, and you can kind of get someone's energy on the phone. So it's like a quick way to be like, "Is this a thing?" Or
That's
true. You can cut it earlier if you need to.
I think so. It's probably efficient. Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds nice.
Yeah.
It was, but you kind of got in right. You kind of really did, like the subway doors were closing and you got right in. They closed. You got a husband right before things. I mean, you did.
Wow, really?
Oh my God. We haven't even asked you about like you got engaged in quarantine.
Yeah. On the third day of quarantine. And now we've been married for 28 years. And it's great. I mean, honestly, like we've had one big fight and it literally was like out of nowhere. Like Andy was over caffeinated and underslept. And I was trying to force my positive thinking cult tape onto him and he wasn't having it. And we got into a huge fight about it. And then the next day we were fine. Like we wrapped it up that night, but it is hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's tough. I've been snapping at him a lot, like to the point where like last night he just earnestly asked me, "Hey babe, why are you being so mean to me?" And I was like, I don't know. I was just like, I have no idea. It's just the energy of like this, I can't leave. I feel like, and then he's moving all of his stuff in right now to like my apartment on like a permanent basis. Like, because a lot of his stuff was here, but not to the extent that it is now. And, you know, it's like there's camping gear. And I just like forgot what it is to move in with a white guy. Totally. And there's just like so much
There's
gear.
alpine skis, Nordic skis. It's like,
I swear to God, so much ski equipment. I mean, truly there's ski boots and there's and there's a tent. And I'm like, why do we need that? We have a house.
Unreal. Why?
We have a house that we're living. There's a roof. Is this just in case?
How long have you been dating?
We've been dating we were dating 5 months when we got engaged. And now we've been engaged, I guess 7 months we've been together.
So I'm assuming you'd never seen him go camping or skiing in that time.
No.
And you're like, wow, why do you have all this stuff? Who are you?
I mean, I assumed because he's a white man that he would have camping gear.
Yes.
I do remember that, about like living with white dudes, but I dated a black man for so long. I've just been deprogrammed in a lot of ways. Like we moved in and he like put wedding invitations up on the fridge. And I was like, I didn't know men did this. Like I forgot. And just like, there's like just little things that I completely forgot about. Like he has belongings that I just didn't think. I thought male comics in general just didn't own stuff. And
they don't, to be fair.
Yeah. So I wasn't expecting moving in to be like an ordeal, but it is, and it's fine.
And there is something you're right about the like permanency of it, and like this is my space. And usually like when we have a place to go, it probably wouldn't feel as severe, but it's like, now this is my space and now you're coming into it and neither of us can leave. That I agree.
Yes.
That's been intense on our end too, of just like, there's nowhere for the energy to go at a certain point. So it's just
right. So you just kind of snap, but it really kind of broke my heart when he just like really out of curiosity was just like, why are you being so mean to me? Like he asked that in the most genuine way. And like, I was just like, I don't know. I just started crying,
Yeah.
And I feel crazy but I genuinely like, I'm so happy that I'm marrying him. He's truly like such a good person. And there was no question in my mind. Like when we got engaged, we'd been quarantined for 3 days. It was nothing. And it was my birthday. And, he went to Little Dom's and brought back food. And he was like, he told me that, there was sauce for the tiramisu. And I was like, that's not a thing. They don't put sauce on tiramisu. So that's a ring. And, he was like, were you surprised? And I was like, no, no, I helped you pick this out. Like, there's no way I was going to be surprised. And, also I'm in my 30s. Like, you're not going to surprise me unless there's a weapon involved. So I was very, it's like, here's the box. Actually, I have the little to-go box. I put the date on it, which is cute. Yeah. And then I realized like, oh, this is real. We're going to be stuck together for a while. And I thought that's perfect, because if you're going to be engaged for a period of time, you might as well challenge yourself in every fucking possible way.
Totally.
And we really have like the puppy has been the hardest part, because it's a whole like the puppy doesn't fucking sleep. She is a terrorist. She wants us dead, and she will do anything to destroy us. So her name is Mousalini. She's a tyrant. And I really feel like this has been the greatest challenge possible, for like a newly engaged couple to like go through this.
To go through quarantine and a puppy, it does feel like a great way to test out marriage. It's like, if you can get through this, then like, yeah, okay, we can do anything.
So true. It's like dancing, like ballerinas dance with weights on their ankles. And then like the rest of your life, you're going to be like, oh, this is easy. The dog.
You will have knee problems.
Adult dog.
And you will have bad knees. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. Dancing with weights on. That's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's relationship. You're in the relationship Olympics.
Yeah. We also, you guys asked me about the flight. I got to tell you, the flight back, it's crazy. There were maybe like 9 people on the flight. But JetBlue is like holding on to this idea that people are going to pay for even more space seats. You know how they have those? They have like the regular seats, and then they have the even more space seats. And we got on the plane and everyone's sitting together. And I was like, what, can we move so that
We're not this close?
Right. I was like, we have 2 dogs and we're also podcasting on the fucking plane. So
and they
I was
threw
like,
you guys, they swiftly threw you guys off the plane. They said, okay.
I was so surprised they didn't. I was like, I'm the worst version of myself right now. I have a puppy who's shitting on Andy. Like we took the puppy out of her little carrier and she shit onto his legs in midair. Like we were just trying to catch turds in the middle of the air. And I was like, ah!
And you're holding up the microphone like
Yes, just like, and we're like, we each have a mic and it was like, okay, hold the mics. I'll move the shit into the bathroom. And like, I was taking her into the bathroom with the potty pads and she was like pissing and shitting in the bathroom with me. I was just like, if this is what having kids is, this is a fucking nightmare. I cannot imagine what having kids is like, because I mean, I guess loving them has to get
it's a little bit of that, but worse.
I think that's what it is. You probably get, you get more back and you know that eventually they will grow out. There's an end in sight. Same with a puppy.
They have chubby little ankles, which really helps, I think.
Yeah. And you made it. So it's like, you're not going to destroy it if you made it.
Yeah.
But like, I was ready to put the puppy in the toilet and flush it and watch her fly through the air. Like, I was like, I want you dead. Like, I was so fucking mad at this puppy. It's crazy how mad I can get at like a 4-pound thing. Like, I get so fucking mad at her. And I'm like, she's helpless. Like, she can't do anything. But I'm mad at her like she's a full-grown man, like she's bigger than me. And I'm just like, but yeah, I mean,
sanitizing the seats was the least of your problems on this.
So true. We didn't sanitize the seats. We were like, we're the dirtiest people on the plane.
You're like, we are the virus.
I'm like, sanitize us. We are not. And then like, there's so much room on the plane that I saw a woman carrying a full flat screen television, unboxed, wrapped in a sheet, put it in the overhead compartment. My God. And it's lawless. It's like, there's no rules. And the airlines are so broke that you're just like, you can't treat me like I'm poor. Like you're the peasants. Like,
we're in control now. Yeah.
Yeah. And literally the pilot said on the plane, he goes, we have nothing. Just so you guys know, there's no snacks. There's no water. We have nothing. And I was like, what? I was like, this is great. I've wanted an airline. I've wanted to hear the airline say, we have nothing for so long.
Oh, wow.
Thing to hear from the person, your life is in their hands. He's just like, I got nothing. I have no reason to live.
But it's like, they've treated me like shit for so long that I'm so happy that they're broke. I hate them. They're criminals. They deserve what they've gotten. I'm like, to see their first class section empty just warms my heart.
Oh, yeah. And like, I'm sorry, but to keep that first class section open and not to split people up to make sure that everyone is 6 aisles apart is criminal. It's criminal.
It's criminal.
No, why would you not just only keep every 6th row open? That is so psycho that they would keep
also
open.
Like, we've bailed you out. Like, how
literally?
I hate them so much. I hate airlines.
I can't believe
Rosebud got the puppy on purpose just so that it would shit all over.
To spite JetBlue. Yes.
Yeah. I actually have no use for her anymore.
She did.
If anybody wants a puppy, I have one available. She'll shit on a plane, but that's about it. Also all over your apartment.
I mean, I bet yeah.
I can't imagine.
Where can we listen to this podcast of a puppy taking down JetBlue?
It's Find Your Beach. It's on Spotify and iTunes, and we started it on the first day of quarantine, and we've been doing it every day since. So there's that.
That's awesome.
That's great. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's fun.
In a way, you chose podcasting over parenting a puppy, which I commend, to be honest. Both your hands are full with recording equipment. I don't know how people are parents. I really don't understand. I mean, what am I supposed to do with this thing?
We were holding the puppy like this, like under her stomach, and she's just legs out. Just like, I'm shitting.
Between this microphone and the Zoom recorder, there's nothing I can possibly do to help this.
I know,
All
but
right,
I love her so much.
She's really, really cute. Is she going to be
so
bigger
cute.
or is she like a little dog?
I'm really hoping that she's a little dog. Her paws are small, but she's doubled in size. So I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you already have a big dog.
Yeah.
How's Charlie doing? Charlie's her other dog.
He hates her and he's mad at me.
Yeah.
He's a sensitive flower.
Well, because I remember even Charlie, like when I was around, wouldn't really give me much attention. But then if Tilly came over to give me attention, boom, Charlie was in my lap wanting the attention. So I think that Charlie knows when Charlie likes being the only dog around.
Dude, this is wild. He actually faked sick. And the idea of a dog faking sick is hilarious to me. But he started the second day that we had her, he just started vomiting everywhere, like not real vomit, just bile. He just started throwing up and then was throwing up spit and was like getting diarrhea and was pissing on the carpet and was just like shaking. And I was like, what is going on? I took him to the vet, like 3 days. I spent $1,500 in a week trying to figure out what happened to Charlie. Nothing is wrong. He was fully faking sick because he was jealous of the puppy. And like the vets were like, well, what's going on? Is there anything else that we don't know? And I was like, well, we got a puppy this week. And they were like, oh.
Oh, your dog's dramatic.
I was like, what? Like, and fully faked ill and caused.
Oh my God. He's adapting. Adapting is just a mechanism of survival. So he's just trying to survive by faking.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Wow, you've had one hell of a quarantine story, Rosebud.
I know. Oh my God.
It's got chapters to it. I mean, there's levels to your quarantine.
I know. I actually like going over it with you guys. I'm just like, how the fuck has all of this happened when we've been locked indoors?
I know. I'm like, I got my packages.
Before you came on, we were discussing my trip to Trader Joe's and how
I was marveling at
wild
her,
it
like,
was.
how did you do it? And you're like, well, I flew across the country, puppy in one hand, shit in the other dog got engaged. We're going skiing next week, and I got to run because I got a game night. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh my God. First of all, I love that your impression of me is basically a softball coach. Like literally a hockey mom. It is fully my energy. It's the best impression of me I've ever seen.
Oh, good.
Yeah, big guys, this was fun.
This was so fun.
so much for doing our podcast. It was
Thanks for having me. When is this coming out?
Monday, probably, right, Anosh?
Yeah, Monday.
Monday?
Great.
Is there anything that you want to promote? Find Your Beach Pod?
Yeah.
Find Your Beach podcast. And then also my podcast is Devil's Advocate with Rosebud Baker. I know it sounds like it's a phrase that a lot of straight white men use. It was sort of a play on that. I just need people to know. And but Find Your Beach podcast for sure. Definitely give that a listen. It's a wild ride.
I can't wait to listen to the.
We believe that. I fully believe that.
We're just going to take a little episode picture, so get nice and cozy to the camera. Great. Love it.
I love that all of us are just like school pick.
We all know our side.
Yeah.
Rosebud, love you so much. Thank you so much,
You guys.
Love you. Stay
Thanks
safe.
for having me.
And support your local IKEA when we reopen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, please do. Bye.
Bye. All right, let's sing. Wow, that was
She
so
was
fun.
great. Oh my
She
God.
was such a
I don't
great
think
guest.
we're doing enough in quarantine, guys.
Wow, I know. I mean, well, but yeah, I do feel just like Rosebud is someone to me who is fearless, and I'm like that. Yeah. Like we said, you are as you are in life as you are in the quarantine. We're terrified.
Yes.
We're terrified. So in the quarantine, we're just like bolted down.
Really? Yeah, to be cheesy for a second, truly Rosebud is like, she was my first stand-up comedy friend. We went to our first open mic together, and she really is fearless, and I am the opposite of fearless. And she's like so inspiring to me, the way that she just lives her life. It's like something that I'm just
She mentioned hockey mom. She's got hockey mom vibes for sure.
Which, as a Canadian, is there any higher praise?
I mean, so my God, I wanted to pick me up and take me to McDonald's breakfast at 6 a.m.
She would. She totally would. That would be a very Rosebud thing to do.
Yeah. Did you play hockey?
I play hockey 3 times a week currently. Well, not since quarantine. I am dying for sports right now. And it really just hit me hard this week. Like, I've played hockey 3 times a week every day my entire life. And now all of a sudden I'm not going to play hockey for a year. And it's like, I'm struggling to breathe. It's like,
wow.
Oh, man,
Wait, would you play on the ice or outside?
Ice. Yeah. I played college hockey and stuff.
Oh my God. We got, hello.
I know.
I had no idea.
I had no idea you played college hockey. Where'd you go to college again?
UBC. You're like 10 minutes from home in Vancouver.
Wow. But that's gotta be, I'm sure hockey's competitive in Canada.
It's very good. It's very competitive up there. Yeah, it's crazy not doing something that you've done for so long. And like, you do something every week consistently for your whole life, and then just zero. And nobody's going to play sports. Nobody's playing basketball for a year because it's just hot breath.
Hockey though could potentially come back because you guys have so much gear.
No, but you're so close to people's breath all the time. Like, you're hitting and then you're right there. And then locker rooms, like, I take showers with guys every week. Like, it's not gonna happen. You know?
Yeah, you're gonna that may be a while.
That's the real tragedy. Honestly, the dudes, we live for the showers. That's the only reason it's so much fun in there. You know, it's a good time.
Can I ask you a question? What do you guys talk about in the locker room for real? Because Trump said they talk about
there's been
wanting to whatever or something in the pussy. But what?
Yeah, right.
We
certainly. No, it's to be honest, it's more gay leaning than it is straight leaning, that's like aggressive, toxic, straight shit, right? It's honestly more about our own penises, and like, we make fun of each other's bodies and stuff, you know? It's funny.
That's amazing.
Let me just be clear. Yeah, that's still toxic male.
You're 100% right.
You're like, hey, loser, look at your pee-pee.
Also, the thought of women, I mean, that's just such a gender, like, different. The thought of women in the locker room just like, hey, small tits over, like, just, I can't imagine.
I can't even, but you know what, it is so crazy. You're so right. Like, imagine, but I do feel like that is the beauty of sports, because I do feel like with my friends in track, like, I do feel we probably would like rib on each other more so.
Yeah. Like, we don't shame each other's bodies, though. That's different. We wouldn't be like, hey, small penis. It's more like, oh my God, look at the wrench on that guy. And then all we're doing is talking about his fucking,
got it. Yeah.
And
exactly.
Honestly, women do sometimes. Now that I said that out loud, I'm like, actually, I have been shamed. Like, I have had my body
or
shamed.
like, women will be like, oh my God, your boobs look incredible. Like, I could see us doing that too. Like, oh my God, look at your boobs today. They look great. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree, May. It's not like we're not
big on like openly roasting each other's bodies.
No, it's a dangerous territory.
It's dangerous territory.
No, we wouldn't do that. That's not fun. No, and it's more fun stuff. Like, if a guy's showering, there's this dude, his name's Stu in Canada. He'd always you'd be showering and then he'd put shampoo on the back of your hair. So you just keep getting, and then you get out of the shower and he would come and soak you in soap. So you have to get back in the goddamn shit. And it's the most annoying guy in the dressing room.
It's hilarious, but also I would cry.
Yeah, it's really annoying. And one day he did it, and I turned around, and our penises briefly, because he was right behind me, and I was like, "See, this is what you've done. Now we can't erase this. All right, we have touched penises. Are you happy?"
Oh my God!
Shout out to my friend Stu Emery back home.
Wow, Stu.
Yeah.
That is so juicy.
Oh.
That's exactly what I was hoping for when I asked that question.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
thanks for
penis on
spilling-
penis action.
Spilling the tea. Yeah, that was really what I was
What if you guys do like a little Skype and you guys all go in your bathrooms and you guys Skype in the bathroom and you
Oh my God, not a bad idea. I'm not kidding. The guys would probably do that because we have beers in the shower too and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like a nice, fun little experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds that it does just like beer, even just the sound of having beers with friends or seeing friends in public. Like God, it's gonna feel nice when we.
Oh, it's gonna feel so nice.
It's gonna feel real. We're gonna really appreciate.
But that said, all those experiences are just petri dishes, and
Literally.
they're not going to come back for a long, long time.
Yeah, like sitting together at like eating a meal together, going and getting a drink together, going to a club, dancing together, a concert, sports. It is scary because it's like literally all of those are.
Yeah, you really don't think about how many industries and businesses are reliant on people being in the same room together. That's all anyone is in the business of, is people being in the same room. It's crazy.
Totally. I know. Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
Damn. And a lot of things you can do virtually. I feel like the technology is adapting and people are getting more used to like Zoom parties and stuff, but sports is tough. I mean, is there any way you could do hockey like in your apartment? Is there any
probably just like whatever you guys do with your phones.
I mean, video game. I mean, I do play hockey in my apartment currently, just to stay sane, like just stick handling a puck or whatever. But it's more, there's no, the tough thing about losing sports and whatever hobbies you have that involve other people is there's strategy and like a cerebral element to it. And like you're learning stuff every time you go out there because you're interacting with other people and you're seeing the way other people do the thing, and you don't learn anything from not being around people and engaging.
Well, I've been watching like we said, The Last Dance, and I thought that was so cool about the Dennis Rodman one, where it was like he's studied where the rebound goes, like it's mathematical.
That was fascinating.
That was really cool. Being like he's studied like how tall people are, which way they tend to go, like how far away and that's how he knew where to get the rebound.
Yeah, and if you watch him, he just does this like tip thing where he tips it along, and it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, May. We're just having a little bit of sport talk.
Yeah.
Jump in at any time, man.
Can we talk about makeup?
So I got some stickers. No, you know how girls love stickers.
I love stickers. You really got your finger on the pulse of what women do for fun.
Polly Pockets. What else? What else?
I haven't been on a date in months.
You should go on a FaceTime date.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, it must get awkward though with the like, can you hear me? Is it set up?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, I got to grab a charger. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
We got to do gratitudes.
I thought that was part of the bit.
Yeah, me too. I was like, yeah, that does.
Like I have to grab a charger.
that does happen.
But it's probably like the thing we were talking about with like Hangouts, where like there is something nice about like you can leave and enter. The barrier for entry is a lot lower. It's like,
I do love. I mean, obviously, as like a introvert, like a person with introverted tendencies, there are certainly aspects of like socializing virtually that are very appealing, such as not having to leave your house and the ease with which you can just like exit a situation. Like it's just so much easier to Irish exit a Zoom party
and entering too. I find because I find entering is hard for me. It's hard for me to
That's the worst thing about parties. That's the most stressful thing. Is like when you get there and you don't know who's going to be there and you don't know what the energy is going to be like.
Exactly. Yeah, the entering is tough, but the exiting. It definitely makes both of those things easier.
Yeah. And you're in your home turf. Like I'm just so comfortable at home. Like I would love to have every date just be at my couch and on my couch, just hanging out, which is usually, I mean, that is often like a second date, but that's not really like a first date activity because you don't want to get murdered.
Go out in public. Yeah.
It's just the reality of the fact. But
okay, should we do a little gratitude plugs and then get out?
Shout outs and gratitude plugs.
Oh my God, gratitude plugs. Do you guys have anything?
I am thankful for, I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago, there's a guy who every day at 8:00 when we do the celebration for all the medical workers,
Yes.
he goes, "Oh yeah."
Yes.
I couldn't find him. I could just hear him somewhere. And I have a window in my bathroom, and I looked out and I found him. He's in the apartment across, and I've been filming him every day at 8:00. And I can't wait to show the world this montage.
The
of footage.
mashup.
Oh, he is the funniest thing you've ever seen. It is
my
so
God.
funny. And now everyone in the neighborhood, he'll go, "Oh yeah." And then all these voices will go, "Oh yeah." It's such a strange way to sell. I've never cheered in admiration for someone going, "Oh yeah." It's the weirdest thing, but so funny.
Yeah, he's become like the mayor. I mean, people now, they need him. You need him. Yeah.
It might be,
great.
it might have a ripple effect. I mean, this might be the way it might spread, and eventually, this is how we all thank our nurses.
Yeah, true.
One can only hope.
You got to feel for whoever's living with him being like, you got to stop it. Not again today. You got to cut it out.
He has a woman in there. She was on the balcony.
Sure. If you have the confidence to do that, you have a woman in your life. That's just the thing. It's like
for sure.
It's like, of course, I'm sure he's very good looking. It's like you have to in order to do that. It's
of course. He records it selfie style every time he does it. So I know there's an Instagram account out there with him, and I want to find it so bad.
TikTok too. I'm new to TikTok, and that strikes me as something that might be on TikTok.
He looks like a TikToker for sure.
Yeah, everyone on TikTok, by the way, my God, I mean, beautiful and physically fit. Everyone's doing flips. I'm like, people are doing flips off of treadmills into pools. I'm like, you guys are Olympians. Yeah.
Yeah. Are younger people getting hotter?
Uh-huh.
Like, that's what it feels like.
They're
getting less hot.
And they're hot, and they're like talented. They're they're all like filmmakers and dancers. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what we were saying, like now anytime you podcast or something, you not only are a podcaster, but you have to become a technician too. Like now we all are in charge of being like audio technicians, and we are in charge of like that's probably what the younger generation is like they were just born with cameras. So like in order to exist, they have to be like a filmmaker.
Did you guys ever make a music video when you were younger? Like I remember when I was in middle school making a music video to the song "Torn" by Natalie Imbruglia, and we were like filming it with thank you, great song. We were filming it with a camcorder, which we would have to like kind of pass around but from behind so we could all be in it, and we were like lip syncing along, and we were wearing like weird clothes and like makeup that looked like we looked like clowns, and it was just awful but great. But now they just, I think
I speak for all of our listeners when I say we're gonna love to see that footage. We're gonna have to see it.
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to see that. We're going to need you to unearth that.
I hope it doesn't exist, but I hope it's been burned in a fire somehow. But yeah, it probably does. Anyway, grateful.
I got one. I'm feeling very grateful for not having to wear makeup. Not that I have to, but like, usually I'm putting on makeup probably once a day, and I feel very grateful for my skin feels better. I'm just moisturizing. It feels very nice to not have to put on makeup or do my hair. I feel like I'm giving my body a break from like artificial shit, which is nice.
Yeah, that must be nice for like a universal truth for women who have broads too. Like those wires cause cancer over time, I've heard. Because they push it. Is that because they push on lymph nodes and stuff? I've heard.
What an ally. Look at this. You're right. The wires, they're causing cancer. I mean,
yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's good. Yeah. All those unnatural things, everyone, and you shouldn't be shaving your armpits and stuff because you don't need to, unless it's just a comfort thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Everything is just now a comfort thing. It's like, because I'm only doing it if it's bothering me versus like before it's like, I have to do this because, if I want commercial, they're probably not going to want me au natural. It's like,
right.
Whereas now it's very just whatever.
That's great. I love that. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
I love that too. I was thinking about how like my body image feels better because I haven't been like in LA. Like I haven't been like interacting with like Los Angeles culture. And I'm just like, oh, I'm fine. I'm fine with my body. Like it's fine because it's just me and like I'm only interacting with my friends. And I'm very susceptible to go, like when you're at a party and someone's like, oh God, I just ate a cookie or whatever it is, like whatever bad thing people say about their own bodies, like, oh, my arms. And then it gets in my head. But when I'm not around that at all, and this is why I'm like, I understand the body positive movement, because I'm like, I've created like this like body positive bubble. And I'm just like, oh, I feel great about myself.
It is true. It's true. Hearing other people talk negatively can really make you, and it is nice to not hear that.
I just haven't had that because I only interact with like my friends, and I just feel like for whatever reason I haven't been like exposed to this sort of like toxic side of that's like fairly common in LA. It's sort of hard to avoid it. If you go to a party or you're in a social situation, like you're going to hear something. And yeah, I haven't.
Totally.
Or maybe it's just like the end of the world makes you not hate yourself because you're just like, who fucking cares? Like, who cares anymore? Why am I obsessed with like criticizing things about myself that don't matter?
Right. Or I'm obsessed instead with like wiping down my shit that I don't even have the brain space to be obsessed about this other thing. You know?
Yeah.
That's true.
And I'm so proud of myself. I'm like, you know what my body did? It fucking went to Trader Joe's. And like, how great. That's a 10. I'm a 10. I mean, I survived a trip to Trader Joe's. I am fucking a 10.
But it is so true. It's like, yeah, once you see, we are reminded that our bodies are, like helping us.
Vessels.
They're vessels, whereas, in normal life, maybe we lose track of that a little.
You forget because it's like such a superficial culture. A lot of that is billboards, I realized. I was wondering where that comes from.
True.
A lot of it is billboards. There's like Botox ads everywhere in LA.
True.
And like just there's a constant like messaging about like even like on telephone poles you see before and after photos for diet ads, and I haven't seen those. Yeah. And like those fuck with me because I look like the before. I always look like the before girl in those ads. And I'm like, I think she looks great. And now I'm like, fuck, am I supposed to look like that? Like the girl on the right? Like what's going on?
I know.
But it's nice to not be exposed to that and to have like a little bit of a reality check.
Yeah, totally.
And I think I made this clear. I think the theme of this episode, I'm grateful for Trader Joe's.
Amen. We are grateful for, yes.
And you know what? They weren't out of my broccoli florets. I got 3 bags. So I didn't have to have.
I didn't have to have a breakdown in aisle 1.
Had to talk me off a ledge today. It was pretty great.
Okay, love you guys. See you next week.
So fun. I love you guys.
It's super fun. I got to head to a Open the Economy rally. I'll see you guys a little later.